Okay, we're standing on my property where the fire was next door. So I'm going to give you a quick view of what my property looks like here. There's my house, the surrounding areas. And there's the main road to come in. So I'm going to take you over here to the back part of my property first. This is where the fire came up. You can still hear helicopters because they still have spot fires everywhere. There's 200 and something, maybe 300 acres that were burned. See, there goes the plane up in the sky. It's a big one. This is the back side of my property. Side of the house. I've cleared as much as I could of the debris around my house for fire season. Made sure that all tall grasses and brush were cut back as much as I could. 6 months time. When Little came running in, she was saying, "Mom, fire, Mama, fire." This is as far as it got on my property. A little bit right there and through here in the back. Deep into those bushes right there. But I had a water line right here. It was getting the ground wet, so it wouldn't go any farther. It jumped a little bit across right here, but that's it as far as it got to the house. You can see how far away it was from the house. And Little was putting this fire out. My 4-year-old, she had a hose and she was watering it. And this is on the other side. And then we have it back here. But this is as close as it got to the house. And I've been working on it all winter long, clearing all the dead debris that I could find on the ground. Clearing it as much as I possibly could to make our house safe. Cutting all the lower brush and stuff back. I even raked this whole property. You know, it's got a lot of leaves and stuff on the ground again. But it's really important for people to really maintain their properties, because this area over here was the worst part of my property, and I still have a back spot that I really need to clear out. But I had cleared all this all winter except for down there, because that's a hill. That's where the fire came up from, the back of the hill. It came up quick. And this is the PG&E road that separates my property from the neighbors over there that we're going to see in a minute. It had just jumped a little bit into this area right there, that little brush spot, but as you can see, we'll go back. This road goes back up, that hill drops to a 90-degree angle. It goes down to the main road, and the hill goes down to Jason Wilkes, down the hill. My boy was down there, and he was seeing the fire, and so he ran up with his cousin Izzy, and they helped put this fire out before it reached our house. We got it maintained before the fire crews even got here. I think they were hiking up the hill, but it had burned all of this area. And there's the road again, separating my place. And see, it just jumped the road onto my property. This is the PG&E line road. I'd worked so hard just clearing, and I didn't even get a chance to clear as much as I wanted to, but I know with as much work as I did that I did really good clearing to protect our home, because this was nothing but buckbrush city. you couldn't even walk through there before I started cutting it back. But this road right here goes from my house to the neighbors. Again, go back down the hill that way. This was just crazy how quickly it came up. And I had told these guys to make sure that their lawns were mowed because their grasses were tall and really dry and hadn't been mowed in like 2 years. And I told them I'd even come help them weed whack because it was going to be a big time fire hazard. But yeah, all of this was just nothing but tall grass that burned down, but it lit up like a matchstick. It just came up quick, and it was all just dry grass from 2 years of not mowing it. And they barely had time to get out of the house because the fire was coming so quick. This is the backside of the hill part where the fire came from. This is my neighbor's whole house. That's what's left to it. And this separates from there. It's going back towards my house. The road I just walked there, you can see a little bit of my house. But, man, their house blew up quick. The propane tank shot flames out of it and kept the tank from blowing up into the sky. It was just shooting flames until there was no more propane in the tank. But it was pretty scary. There was a lot of ammunition inside of the trailer it sounded like a popcorn bag in a microwave, just popping off. It was pretty dangerous to be around their car engulfed in flames. I'm trying my best to just keep on working and just forget about the bullets that are flying and stuff, or the debris that's flying out of the sky. Making sure that I'm putting out every spot fire I could. But this is what you got left of their place. It was a nice little place. Their house went up in just minutes. It was gone. Within, I'd say 5 minutes, their house was gone. Leveled. That's all you got left. It's rubble. I don't know if the other neighbor's house over there burnt down or not, but that's what you got left. And most of this was just, like I said, dry grass that took this place out. I mean, there's trees and stuff, but they hardly any buckbrush. It's all back there. Most of this was just dry grass that they hadn't mowed in 2 years. And it's really important to mow your lawn. I got 10 acres that I gotta make sure I maintain every year. And it's not easy work, but it has to be done. I don't know how the neighbor across from us I had the neighbors putting his fire out before it got to his house because the fire crews hadn't reached us yet. But there's only one way in here. You can't get out any other way. Well, you can get down the hill, but the fire's coming up the hill, so it's a good thing my daughter knows how dangerous fires are, and she's only 4. But this is Happy Valley, California. I live on Karen Lane. This is my neighbor's, the first house to the left. Mine is the very second. And then we have other homes on down the road. There's like 4 or 5 houses down the road from me. But we all have about 10 acres apiece to maintain. And this was the renter. As you can see, I'm walking back towards my house. The grass had gotten so hot that it took this tree literally out. I mean, they cut it down, but it had already fallen down, some of it, through the winter storm. But Those logs over there, they were part of a fallen tree. They were just engulfed in flames, and then it jumped our main road. The fire jumped our main road. And as you can see, all the black trees over there, I'm walking across their field to our main road. I was worried about the old man and his family down there because he's got a nice, beautiful home. I didn't know if he needed help. It was so smoky. I walked down and he had it under control, him and his grandkids. It was really wonderful to see that. They all had made a good fire break. And now we've got these nasty wood bugs that just bit me. Or tree bugs. But that's our main road to come in. John's house is right up there at the beginning. And where all that thicket is that's burnt. His house is safe. They had a good fire break going. And this is the next property. Was a real fire hazard right here. So I'm going towards my house now. Back towards the Peachy room, road that separates my house from the neighbors. And I kid you not, if you have firefighters in your family, they better start training you. Training your kids, like I was trained by my brothers and sisters. They used to laugh when they had me carry their water bags, and they were 50 pounds, and I was like 80. They gave me the name Piss Ant because I was carrying that bag, and I knew as fast as I pumped that water out of that bag, the lighter it got. But my legs would shake, and they taught me how to make a fire break. They taught me how to put a fire out. My sister Mary was lead sawyer for 18 years. My mom, she would always get on to us about maintaining our property, keeping fire hazards eliminated. I had the neighbors get on this. I got buckets, I got hoses. The hose wouldn't reach over here, but thank God there's a fire hydrant right here at the corner. As you see, there's my road to my house. This is this man's property. Now, if this had caught on fire, those bugs are biting me. If this had caught on fire, all of the houses, all of the residents would have been in danger down there. When the neighbor came up, I was so glad that he did. I told him, go get a tool and we'll open up the fire hydrant because we have to put this out. This man's house, it'll be gone. He'll lose his home. He's got a lot of stuff. He's got, as you can see, there's his house. Everything's really close to his house where he would have lost his home. As you see, my house over there, oh my goodness. If that would have jumped, I would have been in danger because I got those tall trees in front, but I'm pretty cleared out compared to him. He's got brush all around. And look at all down through his property, alongside the road. There is nothing but fire hazard cities all up and down his side of the road, inside of his fence. So we're coming upon the beautiful fire hydrant. This right here is what saved this man's house and my neighbors. Thank you, neighbors. Thank you. Look at that. That's how close it came. Do you see how close the fire came? We got that fire hydrant on and we saved this man's home. And there was a lot to save. That's as far as we got it. And as you can see, there's my road going into my place. Right there. I was beat. Sick to my stomach. It was hot, but I kept on working. And if it didn't take a lot of loving neighbors, good neighbors, they knew that I was on the front line. If I went, and if this man went, they were sure to go too. Because if this caught on fire, it would have gotten hotter. And there would have been no saving a lot of homes. We saved a lot of homes past us. And thank you, God, for sending your angels to protect all of us. And if none of you believe in God, you better start believing. Because He works miracles. And He will give you the power and the ability to save everything precious in your life to you. So, that's how I protect my family. So, to everybody, amen.